let's see. I'm gonna do this. Okay, so this is one of my drawing books where I just these are just ideas. This kind of book has nice thick pages, so I can do some ink. I can combine ink with color pencil. And something I always like to do is do the eyes, nostrils, the lips in ink, and the rest in color pencil. Even here, I did that here also. So let me see. Another. Let's go on to another book. This book is kind of and I have a long way to go on this, but this is kind of like my book of mystery, secrets, and humor. And I think someone once said something to the effect of if you're going to tell the truth, make sure you use humor or else they will kill you. So this is, I guess, my little strange world of things that right now make sense to me, and maybe one day it'll make sense to other people. This is all ballpoint pen. This is my little mantra. No, it's not called a mantra. It's a mantra. No, a mantra is something different. This is a mandala. That's what it's called. These are Eastern terms. Anyways, that's my idea of a mandala. Of course, it's very different from the traditional mandala. And so a mantra is something you repeat over and over. Mandala is a kind of a circle. You ever seen those sand mandalas? They do all that work and then they just destroy it. This one is my mother-in-law's two favorite Chinese TV series. And then I got some mystics and some interesting stuff. Of course, I had to include shape-shifting trickster archetype, the very, very strong anthropic principle. I know I'm geeking out. The time that Bob Dylan met Jesus. Nothing is real. This is all about, I guess, like simulation theory. And what else do I got here? And that time that the pain body followed Eckhart Tolle to a restaurant. And then you have the, well, anyways, we won't go there. Here's something I started. I only got a couple of pages into. I guess it's a story, and that's where I left it off. I haven't done anything with this, but maybe one day I'll finish. And then this is my favorite book of all, because this book has nothing to do with me. This is like just studying anatomy and copying masters and just connecting the dots. There's so many things said by brilliant, incredible people, and I just had to kind of think about it. And like I said, connect some of those dots, try to make sense of everything. So I do a lot of, I take notes. But my favorite thing is like doing these copies of paintings, you feel like you're going back in time and you're understanding, kind of like really getting to know the artist in a way you can't really explain. Some of these are better than others. So anatomy and masterpieces that I copied. And so this is a rough sketch of this Bouguereau painting, and then this is the detailed drawing. I guess see the difference between a drawing and a sketch. But this is all color pencil. Can't do ink on this paper because it'll bleed through. It's not thick paper. This is the storm. Actually, no, this is not a Bouguereau. I was incorrect. This is Pierre Auguste Cot, not Bouguereau. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so then this is the Bouguereau. This is a rough sketch of the painting, and then this little part right here I do a detail of. And this is a John William Waterhouse painting of a scene from the Odyssey. Ulysses or Odysseus, depending on whether it's Greek or Latin. I love this. This is something I really enjoy doing. A 2-page. It's just something about doing a 2-page drawing. When you open up a book, and it just fills the 2 pages. And this is another Waterhouse painting. I'm a big fan. Echo and Narcissus. It's anatomy. There's a sort of like Botticelli's Venus, and then this is a kind of a realistic version. And this is Sir Edward Burne-Jones. That's from a painting he did, and he was a pre-Raphaelite. He was with the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, and it's a very interesting movement. This is a Michelangelo. You might recognize this. This one's even more famous by Michelangelo. The Study for the Libyan Sibyl. And so I don't know. It's an honor to to go back in time and kind of commune with these old masters. So, like I said, this is my favorite kind of book because it has nothing to do with me. I'm just learning and studying the masters. This is Edward Burne-Jones. That I think I mentioned him before. He's from the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. And notice this is Fortuna, the goddess of fortune, and I don't show it, but there's like these figures being oppressed by this wheel of fate, and fortune is just uncaring. and I just, for some reason, I thought it was would be really interesting to juxtapose that with his other painting, The Annunciation, which is two completely different things. But if you see the full painting of this one, you'll see it kind of somehow goes with that. It's a similar kind of vibe. I don't know if that's the right word, but it is by the same artist, so I guess there's supposed to be some similarity in technique and style. So, anyways, these are incredible artists from the past. Studying. This one, they call this an illustration, and I think it's more than just an illustration, but it's this is the daemon of the world, and it's about this winged spirit of nature that summons a pure, innocent, mortal maiden and prepares to take her on a cosmic voyage through space, stars, and time. I think this is just a gorgeous thing, gorgeous, and I got to put some darks, which is kind of dramatic. By the way, a lot of these anatomical drawings are from an old book from 1974 that I still have, called The Human Figure, a photographic reference for artists. And the book is just completely falling apart, but I still have it. And Michael Parks, he's one of my favorites. He's a living artist, so I'm almost afraid to show any work by a living artist, because that even like someone who's recently deceased, they'll have an estate where they have a whole legal department ready to sue everyone that even discusses them without their permission. So we'll just kind of go by this real quick. But Michael Parks is interesting. He was an abstract expressionist. And he went to India and studied and learned all these concepts, and then he realized that he couldn't really convey all the stuff he learned through abstract expressionism. So he went and he decided to use magical realism. It's another Burne-Jones. This is another Waterhouse painting called Destiny. She's swallowing her destiny whole, accepting the bittersweet reality of life. And if you ever get a chance to look at this painting, it's just really, really interesting. I made a note here. I don't know if you're familiar with the poet William Butler Yeats. He wrote that the women in pre-Raphaelite art were images of the soul acting to visually trigger deep subconscious awakenings in whoever stared into their eyes. So this is Dante Gabriel Rossetti. He was the co-founder, one of the first members of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood in England. And then this is Sir Edward Burne-Jones, who we've discussed. And then this is William Butler Yeats, who I just read you a little quote from him. And so here I'm connecting the dots. They've given me so much to think about. It's just really fascinating, that little time in history. This is Jane Morris, the model for a lot of these paintings. And this is Elizabeth Siddal. And here I compare the two, and then this is Christina Georgina Rossetti, which is Dante Gabriel Rossetti's sister, who was a Christian poet and model, and then this is the sort of thing Rossetti, her brother, did with the model Jane Morris. So remember this. Where were we? This is Jane Morris, and she had like these really amazing features, and he kind of amplified them, and this is what he turned her into. And she was like a mystery. She was the mystery itself. And then this is another painting by Rossetti, and then this model is Fanny Cornforth, there's a very interesting story behind her. And there's Jane Morris again, and so I end the book with just me. I kind of really moved by all this stuff. I've been kind of thinking about it for so long. I just kind of put things into words, and there have been so many deep thinkers and incredible people who have said so many things, and I just kind of decided to think about it and write about it and all that. So there you have it. There's some of my my art books, and let me just see. I'm gonna take my phone off my little tripod thing here. So those are my books, and that's where I paint.